Know what's going to happen to Nio. We saw Nio hit all-time low $7 just last week. We have seen 52-week range of $7 and $16. Where we are heading, we are going to $6.50, or we are heading the other way around. The week's index was pretty high on Friday, 6.51%. Do you know what that means? That means there is a lot of fear and a lot of greed into the market, and people don't know what to do. Dow Jones was down 118 points, Nasdaq was up 2 points, and we want to figure out where we are heading for the rest of 2024. I'm going to share the price prediction. I want to show you what the chart looks like because I have done some analysis and I want to share this information back to you. This is, again, this Nio. Let me just go ahead and refresh because I was doing some analysis. $7.17. We have seen $7.20. And with that, I have my chart up and ready for you to show. By the way, I'm getting called for jury duty. Tomorrow is going to be my first Zoom session, and they are going to give us some information. If you really want to know what's going to happen to my jury duty, write down in the comment section below. Ask me a question. If you are appearing in the jury duty, also write down what was your experience. Without a further ado, do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification bell, and let's get right into it. What I want to tell you is right now we are around $7.18, and our moving average is looking not so good because if you see, the chart is going down and down and down. This is our moving average. The blue juicy bar that you see right here, sine or cosine wave, it is going down, down and down. We are introducing lower lows. We are also introducing lower highs, and that's not a great sign, and we want to really get back up into the zone of $7.24 and above. And if you take a look at this range, we really want to see the level of $7.30, and we want to stay above. And that's when we spiked up back in the days, and we did go to all the way as high as $7.53. Now there are a lot of ups and downs that we may observe for Nio. One of the quick thing I want to share with you is the short interest. Take a look right here. 49.21% was our short interest in FINRA short volume on Friday. 19.9 million total FINRA volume. Our short was 9.7 million. If you haven't clicked the like button, do hit the like button. We want to go above $8. I need 100 subscribers on this video as well. I put in a lot of time, energy, and effort in building this video, so help me, motivate me, and I'll make sure that I share more and more videos and reviews with all of you. Nio had quite a ride, and if you think about Nio's ride, we also know that there are lots and lots of short sellers. 56%, 53, 50%, 48, 46, 46.67, and 51%. All in all, short sellers are betting pretty heavily on Nio going in the downward direction. Now, that's your job and my job to make sure that we clear this part. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt we want to clear. So if you are rooting for Nio, write down in the comment section below Nio. Do hit the like button and also make sure that you write down what's your price target in the comment section below. If you take a look, 5 days we are down 9.36%, 1 month we are down 14%, 6 months we are down 32%, and year to date we are down again year to date we are down 14%. So all in all, not a great year, but we did see $14 back in the year, in last 52 weeks rather, $15.46. So there is an opportunity. If you really want to hold on to Nio for a long term, you can double your money. It's 2x price point, more than 2x, but there is a possibility. Now, can we go to $10? Probably yes. You can go check the tip ranks analysts price prediction and we can hit that. But before that, I want to share with you that there is a possibility that we can go to $6.50 based on my research. If you take a look onto this chart, we are getting into the unprecedented territory for Nio, and our RSI is looking pretty healthy, not an overbought, not an oversold condition. But the way Nio is making lower lows, if we break the psychological barrier of $7, we can go to $6.50, and we really want to see where we are heading from that price point onward. One thing I wanted to quickly show you is is right here, which is the contract expiring on January 19th. Don't forget that we are on January 15th right now, and these are the calls and put contracts. And when you see, so this is the volume and this is the open interest for call contracts expiring on January 19th. 12,071 at $7.50, which is looking pretty healthy. Open interest is pretty healthy as well, close to 25,000, 24,902. $8, we are seeing 5,409, which is the volume. Interest is pretty high, 19,397. But with that, so people about this $7 price point, these people are going to be in the money if Nio goes higher. The volume and open interest I see for calls option for January 19th looking pretty healthy. At the same time, these are the put option or put contracts. We are seeing pretty good volume there as well. At $7, we are seeing 6,135 volume, and open interest is 8,981. So it's a 50-50 game right now. If you ask me what is the possibility of win and lose, right now it's 50-50. And that's math equation. 1 out of 2 is 50-50. You decide which way we are gonna go. Not going to be an easy quarter for Nio because they are trying to ramp up the revenue, and at the same time we are seeing volume is pretty healthy. But with this volume, we are also seeing a lot of short interest, which is not helping Nio overall. Nio gave a pretty rosy picture to all of us because they told their supplier that they are expecting 230,000 vehicles sales forecast for 2024. They had supply chain management issue last year, not just Nio, and many other companies, including Tesla, Nio, Lucid, Rivian. They all had issues with their supply chain management. That's number one. Number two, they had issues with the inflation, ever increasing price point for both labor and material. Now, if you're from New York or New Jersey, you already know that $15.13 or something along those lines, it is over the minimum wage. And with increasing all this labor cost, increasing the cost around the globe with the pricing point for the raw material and cost of electricity, so on and so forth, it is costing a ton of money for all these companies, not to just do research and development, but also to produce vehicles. And they want to sell more and more vehicles. And Nio, we are waiting to hear back from them. How did they do this quarter? But you and I already know that their quarter was pretty okay in Q4. And this is the quarterly results for this is the quarterly result for September 2023. 19 billion, and that was the revenue, which was up 46%. In Q4, they did pretty okay as well. Their operating expense in Q3 was 6.37 billion. Before that, we also saw that they lost in net income negative 6.12 billion. So they lost money over half a ton of money, 6.12 billion, and right here 4.63 billion. So all in all, they lost more than 10 billion in just last Q2 and Q3. Q4, they're also going to lose money. And I'll keep you posted as to what they're doing, where they're going, and what they're going to do. One thing that you want to keep in mind is we want to also look at their overall volume on a daily basis, how many stocks are trading. 53.3 million is their average volume on Friday. And again, this was a long weekend for the market due to the Martin Luther King holiday, MLK. And the volume was pretty much close to what they do usually. Now, when the stock price goes down, we want to keep monitoring the volume. With that volume, we are going to see the uptick into the short volume because short sellers are going to be very happy with the decreasing price point. And they're betting for Nio to go down. So watch out for that. You already know that I want to share this with you so you make informed financial decision. Goldman Sachs initiated coverage on Nio with neutral rating. Despite the early movers advantage, Nio did not really do a ton in terms of the revenue. They are struggling. Now, there are a few things. It's a Chinese company, and you already know that the German companies are struggling with all these EV vehicles, EV R&D, EV cars, so on and so forth. That is going to help Chinese companies because why? They're good at hardware, they're good at software, they're good at customer service, and first and foremost, they have a ton of people, the population. So they're going to sell more and more vehicles. They have infrastructure there. They have battery swap there and a lot of other stuff that you and I can't imagine that when we are going to have that mostly in the United States and Canada and North American countries and Europe, right? So that's first movers advantage. That's also an advantage that company has already built up something. So despite its early movers advantage, Nio's growth momentum remains soft according to what we see in terms of what Goldman Sachs tells us. And it is relatively fewer new models that they're coming up and launching with its mature product portfolio versus its peers. What Tesla is focusing on is selling more and more vehicles. They're slashing down their price point. They're getting all these benefits, at least in the United States, from the government. You already know 7,500 credit. Many states have their own credit as well. So it is helping Tesla, and it is helping environment overall, right? If you have an electric car, you're not creating pollution. So it's earth friendly. It is helping planet Earth. And it is also cheaper, and it runs for a longer period of time as long as your battery runs. And this is the chart that you see that how Nio share performed in the share price performed in the US. Now, one thing that you want to also notice is what is the trajectory for Nio, right? So they're expecting, again, right here, as I showed you, 230,000 vehicles that they're expecting for 2024. That's the forecast from Nio, and that can go down based on the market condition. But one sneak peek as to what they did in 2023. In 2023, they sold 160,038 vehicles. 2022, 122 and 486 vehicles. Before that, they were below 100,000 mark. 2021, they sold 91,429. Now, with the rise that we see that for Nio, both of their vehicles are improving their Nio deliveries, right? Both sedan and also SUVs, the bigger vehicles, they're all selling more and more. So we have seen a dip into Q2, but in Q3, they picked up pretty quickly, went all-time high, and they slightly went down in Q4, which was, by the way, expected because there was a sudden rise in Q3, but Nio did pretty well. What they're trying to also do is, for the full year, they are going up 30.66% year over year. So that's their expected growth that Nio is expecting. One thing that you also want to note is what Nio is doing in terms of their vehicles that I told you, SUVs. So the orange bar that you right here see is SUV and the blue bar is sedan. The chart remains same, but SUVs are selling more, and you know the reason. It's more space, more comfortable, more secured, and people want to really have the quality vehicles, and that's the reason. Not just for Nio, but in general, SUVs are selling more because it's more secure, safe, and it's a better user experience for the riders. And Nio is currently having a lot of models: ES8, ES7, ES67, EC67, ET5, and ET5 Touring. They're also coming out with ET9. Let me show you right here. ET9, they announced that's their going to be flagship sedan. They announced that on Nio Day 2023 on December 23rd. So if you missed out, let me tell you that ET9 has pre-sales price of $112,000 or $112,700. So it's not going to be a cheaper car. It's going to be in the premium market. The deliveries will begin in the first quarter of 2025. What that tells me is Nio is building up their pipeline for newer cars, newer models, and attracting newer user base or customer base, and they want to expand their footprint. With that, I wanted to tell you that be careful. I'll keep you posted. If you haven't hit the like button, do that. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and happy investing in Nio, folks.